Hey guys, what's up? GreenMachineSam back with another video, and today we have another roster update guide. Not a whole ton has happened in terms of actual player movement inside the NFL, but I figured I'd give you guys an updated look at the roster and stuff. So let's go ahead and hop into things. First and foremost, this is a PS5 exclusive roster. Sorry to anybody that is on PS4, Xbox, or PC. I just don't either A, have the console, or B, have the will or the want to update those games, right? The rosters take long enough as is, and especially once I start creating rookies, it's going to take even longer. So I stick to one roster. I know there's plenty of other good rosters out there that you guys can definitely go download, and you guys will have rookies and everything like that. I do want to clarify something. I do make the rookies the night of the draft. The first round normally takes me no more than half an hour after the end of the draft to get the roster out fully. I update it about every 10 picks, and then I update it when it gets to pick 32, so it'll be 10, 20, and 32. The second and third round, that normally takes me until about like 3 or 4 the next day if I'm allowed to create all the rookies. Now, of course, this is regarding the fact that if EA even lets me create as many rookies as I want to create. I got up to 206 last year. I'm hoping to get to about that as well, because that covers at least the first 5 rounds. I think that would be a pretty good settling point. I'm hoping to get at least back to there, hopefully. And rookie overalls are all based off of when players are picked. I'm doing a couple different things for punchers, kickers, and quarterbacks this year, but for the most part, their overalls are based on when they are picked and not how I feel about a certain player. It creates an unbiased opinion of a player, right? If an NFL GM and team thinks that this player is really good, I'm not going to dog them for thinking that this guy's fucking dog shit, right? Well, for me thinking they're dog shit. Next thing I do want to cover is the fact that I cannot change certain things amongst the roster, and I'll get more into this later. So EA sets limits on stuff I can't change. It just is what it is as well. So yeah, like I was saying, there's certain things that I cannot change inside the roster, and it just is what it is. EA doesn't let me do everything. First and foremost, you guys are going to head over to the Creation Center, this little NFL icon underneath the new information, new cards coming out in MUT section. Go to Share and Manage Files, download Community Files. You do have to download it every single time you want the roster update. Of course, if you already have it, you're going to still have to go download it. It is right here on the main menu. It should be top 5 at this point. Just go download it. For some reason, you want the Madden 24 roster update. You guys can look. You guys can search by my online ID and go ahead and download the Madden 24. Now, they're both the same roster. Nothing changes. If you go to download it, and if it brings up this little option here, you can overwrite it or save it as a new file. It does not matter. You can overwrite it. You can keep the same name and have the same file, or you can save it as a new name and keep the old file as well. I don't know why you'd want to keep the old file, but you could. Then next, of course, you do have to load the roster. That is one big thing that a lot of people forget to do, whether it's going into play now, whether it's going to start a new franchise, or whether it is to edit the roster. You have to go and load the roster. That's one thing that you have to do. I'm still going to keep Keenan Allen at 13, even though that Tyler Scott has changed his number to 10. I think that's just opening the door for either Keenan Allen or, of course, Caleb Williams coming in and wearing it. I think Keenan Allen will get 13. I think Caleb Williams will probably wear number 3 or so. Jalen Johnson switching to the number 1. A lot of big names have been signed recently. One big name that I know of is Jordan Phillips going to the Giants. He's going to help out their defensive line. The San Francisco 49ers actually signed Rock Ya-Sin as well as Isaac Yadama a while back. The Jets ended up bringing back Ashtyn Davis, so they will get a safety back in return. The Eagles ended up picking up CJ Uzomah, or at least that's what one of the websites is saying that happened. So he will be heading to the Eagles, so they have a decent stable of tight ends now. Just adding more veteran depth, I would assume, at that point. Nicole Pruitt, I think, went to the Falcons. No, he went to the Steelers. Yes, the Steelers. The Giants ended up getting Miles Boykin and a bunch of other different varying stuff. And a bunch of people were getting, jersey numbers and stuff like that. There's just all types of stuff to go look at. I was just downloading the roster and looking at it yourself before making any, opinions, I guess, on it. It's a very good roster. There's tons of stuff to look at. The Texans cut a couple people, so they're gone. Jersey numbers got updated again as those players were getting cut and so on and so forth. I will say there's certain players I cannot sign just due to the fact that they're not in Madden, basically, is the major thing, and I'm not going to waste a creative player spot on a dude that probably won't make the roster. I'm going to be honest. A lot of the dudes that aren't in Madden aren't going to make the roster anyway, and if they do, then I might make them eventually, but not right now, of course. And so, with that being said, I want to go back to the things that I cannot change. I cannot change age, I cannot change experience, I cannot change dev traits, and I cannot change contracts. Those are the 4 things I cannot change. I cannot do anything about that. It's just something that EA does not allow us to do inside of the edit roster section. Now, of course, you can change a lot of this stuff once you load into franchise. I think the only thing you can't change anymore is experience. You used to be able to change experience in older Maddens, but now you can't for some reason. But you can change age, you can change dev trait, and you can change contracts inside of the franchise. You can't just do it in the edit roster section, which is always stupid. And I'll show you guys something real quick that a lot of people don't know about. So when you look at overalls and signing free agents, and this is how you have to do it a lot of the time, overall will determine how much money you get, and not only how much money you get, but how many years you get. So 75 and up is going to get you a 3-year deal, and of course, as you see, as the overall goes up from 75 to 76, it gets a little bit more money. 77, 78, 79, it gets more money. And then, of course, 74 down to 60 is, of course, a 2-year deal. And, of course, different positions are going to have different contracts as well. That just is what it is. Kellen Mond has a 2-year deal worth 1.52, but then Blaine Gabbert has a 1-year deal worth 8.5. Well, 850K. Okay? So, whoever signs a 1-year deal in real life, and I have to rematch that and put them on a 1-year deal, it's going to be a very low number. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be a significantly low number. It's going to be in the 800s, the 700s, the 600s, the 900s at most. And then, of course, 2-year deals. I can't change the number. Like I said, I can't change the contract numbers. I wish I could. I wish I could make a better roster that way. But it's just something that EA does not allow us to do at this current stage. I will say I've gotten most, if not all, the free agency done. And I've gotten a lot of the jersey number updates done. I am using sources for both those. So if something is incorrect, just let me know and I'll try to fix it if possible. Cody Davis, Corey Linsley, Damian Harris, Derek Watt, Jason Kelsey, Leighton Vander Esch, Logan Ryan, Fletcher Cox, Matthew Slater, and Aaron Donald are all confirmed retirements. And Darren Waller, every single time I see a news article, it's like Darren Waller, still uncertain about retirement. He has a timetable of when he needs to decide by to determine whether or not he wants to retire. It's like, dude, if you're feeling like you're going to retire or that you want to retire, just retire. It's really like that. I don't think you putting your body through that much more pain, especially a dude that it seems like has been injured the last 3 years, I don't think it's really worth a dude like that. You know, a dude like maybe Fletcher Cox, Aaron Donald, Jason Kelsey, guys that haven't been injured over the last couple years that are still superstars in the league, I think they should definitely keep playing if they feel like it. But a guy like Darren Waller, who hasn't been on the field all that much, continues to be injured, all this and that, I think he should probably just retire at this point. He is only 30, but still. You know, I don't understand this back and forth of I do want to retire, I don't want to retire, I still love the game of football, but I want to retire a little bit, but I don't really want to retire. Just retire. So I do have him on the retire list, which is just putting the player under kicker. If anybody's at the wrong position or at the wrong overall, let me know, and I will gladly fix them. If they're at the wrong position, have the wrong overall, it's more than likely because I changed something amongst them to get them to a certain overall or something, to get them to sign for the correct contract, and then I forgot to switch them back, or I didn't switch them back correctly, all that fun stuff, of course. I'm not doing custom depth charts just yet with how many free agents are still left to be signed, as well as how many free agents are going to sign, because, believe it or not, a lot of free agents do sign probably a couple days after the draft, not just the unrestricted free agent undrafted guys. It's some veterans too, because they want to kind of see, because there are some veterans that are like, I don't want to go to a team and have to compete against a rookie that was picked in the first round. They're going to go towards that rookie. They're going to go towards the younger guy. I don't want to feel like I'm competing right away. You know, so there are some guys that are going to wait. Some guys are just going to get phased out of the NFL, right? I think David Bakhtiari might be one of those guys. Justin Simmons, I think, will be back in the lead. Stephon Micah Xavier might be in the league. Adams should probably be in the league. There's going to be some of these guys that will just be phased out of the league. I think Eddie Jackson might be one of those guys. Pat Pete might be one of those guys. Some of these guys will just get phased out of the league. That happens every single year with good veteran talent, but who knows? I don't remember if Quandre Diggs' little thing was confirmed. I know he posted on like April Fools or something, and I don't know if it ever got confirmed. Like he basically said like, "Hey, I break my own news" or something. And so I don't know if he's technically retired or if he's going to retire. If he is, I will gladly move him to kicker and retire him, of course. But there's still a lot of free agency left. There's still multiple weeks until the draft. I think it's 2 weeks now. 2 weeks exactly to the draft. So there's still plenty of time for a lot of veteran free agents to sign and all that fun stuff. And then we'll hop into the draft. Like I said, I hope you guys do stick around for more content on my channel. I do have a franchise going with the Tennessee Titans currently, as well as I have roster updates going out at least once a week now until the draft. And then the draft, there'll probably be a new one every single night whenever I finish up a round of players. I hope you guys do stick around. I think my roster is the best out there. I think my roster is the best option you'll have. Trust me, I wish I could put in more work. I wish I could fix dev traits. Hell, I think Van Jefferson and Travis Gibson still have fucking star development as like 27-year-olds. Why the fuck do they still have star? I have no idea. Madden's dumb. Whatever. Trust me, I would love to change dev traits and get contracts correct and update everybody's age and everything. It would make the rosters so much more playable, make franchise last longer. But I know why Madden doesn't do that, and I understand why EA doesn't do that. I understand why. I won't say it's a correct reason or it's a valid reason, but I understand why they do it. They want you to buy the new game every single year, and if somebody's putting out a better roster than them, then why would you buy the next game? And in particular, especially when the franchise is seemingly going backwards, in my opinion. But with that being said, guys, like I said, if you guys enjoy this content, please stick around and subscribe. I will have more draft-related content definitely coming out over the next couple weeks, hopefully. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.